What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters Allstar video. And in today's video, we have some pretty exciting news as we're going to be going over the latest in-game event update notice that was released over on the official forum from CM Yuri that includes the new updates that we will be receiving later on this evening with the latest daily reset. So we have quite a bit to talk about in today's video, but before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy daily King of Fighters Allstar content such as this, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Now, as always, you guys, if you want to read any of these notices yourselves, links will be in the description, but let's go ahead and dive into this one, and then we'll have a separate notice on the forum to take a look at after this. But basically, what we are going to be getting at reset later on tonight, and all of these events are going to be running until 9/28, so we're going to have about 2 weeks with these things, but we are going to be getting a new rush dungeon in the form of the Abyssal Darkness Rush Dungeon. Now, this is, to my mind, the first time that we have ever had two congruent rush dungeons running at the exact same time. So of course right now we do have the rush dungeon event going on for the special signature volume 3, and that is going to be running until the special signature banners go away, but that means we are also going to be getting this rush dungeon as well. Now this one here appears as if it is going to be 2 chapters, not 3, so it's going to be a little bit more of an abridged version of a rush dungeon. However, it does differ in some pretty key ways, which we're going to come back to whenever we get to that separate post, because there's a lot more details in there. Really all they point out in here is the fact that there will be an exchange shop that they don't necessarily give us any kind of indication of what is in, and then they are also mentioning that we are going to have 2 chapters here. As you guys can see, this is a screenshot of what this should look like, so it looks like we will be getting 2 chapters for this particular rush dungeon, as well as an exchange shop, but again, we will come back to this and talk more about this in that separate update. Now we are also going to be getting, and this is going to, looks like, be tied to this rush dungeon in some way, shape, or form, we are getting the Orochi X Yamada no Orochi Advent Dungeon. Now, for those of you who are unaware, we did have a very similarly named dungeon at some point earlier this year. However, that was a multiplayer dungeon that did not go over very well, just because connection issues kind of ruined it. However, this one, I do not know if it is in any way, shape, or form going to be similar. However, the name does definitely elicit thoughts of that, so we'll have to wait and see. And again, this is another event that we're going to come back to because they do go into a lot more detail in that other post. But that is the 2 new events that we are going to be getting as far as in-game events. However, where things start to get really interesting is right here. Now we are getting an event summons only on special days event, and what this looks like, you guys, as you can see, is we are going to be getting a new way to summon for memories. So this is pretty interesting. As you guys can see from this scan here, there is going to be generic FES memories on there, and then there is going to also be memories for specific unified banner characters. Now what makes this even more interesting, if we scroll down here, you will notice those coins there. You'll notice you need 100 in order to summon 1 time, and then you notice that you get a times 10 is 1,000 coins, so you can do multis on this. And then it does appear as if there is a mileage as well, from what we can tell. If you look there to the left of the single summon, you will notice an indicator for your mileage. So no idea what the mileage might be on this or what this means, but if we scroll even further down here, from the Night of the Yokai coins, you can go ahead and summon on that new banner. And these coins, it looks like here, you are going to be able to obtain through doing these different missions. As you guys can see, this is very similarly laid out from what we saw with the Marie Rose event from the Dead or Alive collaboration. So it's looking like this is going to be very similar in structure, where you're going to have to go ahead and do a bunch of event missions every day, and you'll be able to get these coins, and then you can go ahead and parlay those coins into this new summon system. Now, one wrinkle to this that I do think that everybody should take with a pinch of salt, but this is from the Korean forum, and there is a very good track record of the Korean forum giving us more information than what we get on the global side in the same post, so take it with a grain of salt. However, it is probably going to mean something, but as you guys can see here, they do indicate on the Korean side that we will be able to get special signature memories from this event. Now, they don't go into much detail here, it just says that we can, as the final mileage reward, get event memory dust. Over on the global side, they call this shards, but basically they can use those to acquire and exchange for special signature fighter memories. So I don't know what this means, you guys. This could just be Google Auto Translate doing weird things. However, it would be kind of odd if that were the case, being that it is so specific. So we'll have to wait and see, but it does look like there is a chance that perhaps we will be able to get special signature generic memories from this new event. We'll have to wait and see, but I thought that that was pretty exciting and it was worth mentioning. So that is pretty much what they've gotten here. However, there is going to be a lot more information that we're going to need to go over. Now, what we're going to need to do is we're going to hop over here. We're going to take a look at the separate post that they went ahead and posted over here on the forum. And again, this stuff will be available in the description. But as you guys can see, there is a lot more to this update than what we just went over, because we are also going to be getting a new card set. But as you guys can see pictured here, this is going to be the newest 6-star FES card set that we will be having added to the game, and it is going to be called Through Darkness, featuring Robert, Takuma, and Yuri. Now, what makes this very interesting, if you scroll down here, you will see that you're going to be able to get this card set for free, you guys. Yep, that's right. We are going to have this card set in our hands for free, which is really exciting for free-to-play players out there. Now, of course, we don't know what this card set does. Hopefully it ends up being something pretty good, but as you can see, you are going to get the Type 1 and the Type 2 card through the Abyssal Darkness Rush Dungeon Exchange Shop. So that Rush Dungeon that we just spoke of, you are going to be able to use the Exchange Shop to get the first 2 cards, and then the Through Darkness Type 3 card to finish off the set is going to be craftable, and you are going to be able to craft that using the Orochi Advent Dungeon event coins. So basically, you're going to need to play the Abyssal Darkness Rush Dungeon event in order to get the coins needed in the exchange shop for that Rush Dungeon to get the first 2 cards, and then you're going to need to play the Orochi Advent Dungeon in order to get those event coins from that in order to craft the 3rd card. So basically, they are tying both of these events together using these cards in order to make both of them a must play. So pretty interesting stuff. Again, we'll have to wait until the actual update goes live in order to know what this card set does. However, being that it is free, of course it's going to be worth it. It's just going to require a little bit more grinding. You're going to have to step away from Epic Quest Chapter 2 for a little bit and use your AP elsewhere, but at the same time, pretty cool that we are getting a 6-star set for free. Now down here, they basically remind us about these events that we just spoke of, so do notice that the Night of the Yokai coins are not called for this card set. These are going to be separate and going to be necessary in order to pull on that new banner that we're going to be able to get memories from. So that is a totally separate thing, but pretty interesting stuff, you guys. All of this is pretty exciting. Again, if this thing here ends up allowing us to get SS memories somehow from this, whether it's from the mileage or whether or not it is in the actual pool, that is going to remain to be seen. However, this part of this is the most exciting to me, but this is a very different update. This is something new. They're trying to try something that they haven't done before, so hopefully it goes over well, because there is a lot of potential here. However, it does not stop there, because there is going to be more to talk about. This is a pretty hefty update for something that feels like a tide them over update until we get to the next limited banner. But as you can see, there are going to be new packages, and while sometimes these aren't necessarily the most exciting things, these here are actually pretty interesting. So basically, as you guys can see right at the top here, we are going to be getting a Moon and Star Imprint Stone package. Now, as you can see here, it is going to include respectively a Moon Imprint Stone selection box or a Star Imprint Stone selection box, along with 2,000 rubies and 50 Elite Enhancement Hammers, and be limited to 1 time per the account. So right here is where they start allowing us to have a little bit more of options when it comes to these Star and Moon Imprint Stones, and of course they are going to be something that you have to purchase. Time will tell on pricing for this. My gut feeling is that it's going to be pretty expensive for what you're getting, but we'll break it down when we get the actual event. Next up, you have the Battle Card Transcendence package that's going to include the 5-star and 6-star Battle Card Summon ticket ×1 with a KoF Allstar Battle Card Summon ×10 token. So this is going to be for your unified banner. Then you're going to get the Transcendent package number 2 that is going to give you 2,000 rubies, 2 of those battle card summon tickets, elite level up cards times 50, and elite skill level up card selection box times 50, and then an event support package that is going to give you Knight of the Yokai coins. That is going to be that event where you're going to be able to summon for those memories, as well as 200 rubies. That is limited to 3 times a day during the sale period, and it's going to come down to what the value proposition is on that banner. We'll have to wait and see. Again, I'll break these down whenever they go live, but this one here stuck out to me. This is the Episode 2 Celebration Package for Epic Quest, and it is going to include buff items. So you're going to get 3,000 for attack, defense, and HP respectively towards your buffs, as well as Epic Quest auto clear tickets times 30. This is limited to 5 times per account during the sale period, and it is going to be very interesting to see what the pricing is on this, because I could see a lot of different whales out there taking full advantage of this and getting all 5 of these, especially with everybody being pretty hype on Ignis. We'll have to wait and see. You know, we've all made the joke that it's going to take about 10 to 15 years for us to get that Ignis from Epic Quest, but maybe this is how they're planning on making that more obtainable. However, it is going to be a situation where it is again going to put the pay players a little bit further ahead of the free-to-plays. So yeah, there's that. But that is what I'm seeing there. We'll talk more about it later. However, if we go down here, it continues to get more interesting because there's actually some pretty cool stuff down here, but first we need to talk about this. They are updating the daily and weekly missions. As you guys can see here, they are going to be adjusting these things, but basically they are going to be adjusting the amount of coins that you're going to be obtaining, or points you're obtaining, whatever they call those things. They're keys or coins or whatever you want to call them, that you get for completing your daily and your weekly missions. They're going to be adjusting, it looks like, the amount that you're getting for some of the missions, but they're also going to be adding a couple of missions. So they do mention down here, if you check, that they are going to be adding 2 new daily missions. So they're increasing from 13 to 15 for the dailies, and then when it comes to the weekly missions, they're adding 1, so they're going from 15 to 16. Not that big of a deal. I've heard some people complain about the missions, but whatever. It's stuff that you're already probably going to be doing on a daily basis if you're grinding properly, so to me it's not worth even talking about. Next up, we are going to talk about improvements. There are several things that they mention improving here. So they are improving the Absolute War matchmaking. Basically, what they're going to be doing for low tiers is they're going to be making it a little bit harder for you to get randomly placed against somebody that is going to be a lot stronger than you or a lot higher ranked than you. So basically, they're just going to be changing the way the matchmaking works a little bit for Absolute War, which is a nice thing for all of you out there that are going to have issues with that. But then they are also mentioning some other things down here, and a lot of this is just going to be kind of just random little fixes here and there, but there are some important ones that we need to talk about. So right here on error fixes, you'll notice they say fixed instances where the hit animation didn't trigger when getting hit by a grab skill while a shield is up. So this is basically going to be helpful towards characters like BS Chrysalid and so on and so forth. This has been a reoccurring theme for a while, so hopefully this gets this particular bug nipped in the butt. But then you'll also notice that they are fixing derived skills. So they're fixing the semi-auto and auto function where basically your derived skills were not usable, and whenever you were using the buttons yourself on semi-auto or auto, but you were doing it manually, and you basically would notice that you could not apply your dot. This is going to be fixed, hopefully, so I thought that that was worth mentioning. But basically, we've talked about this. The derived skill issue on semi-auto and auto is getting fixed. Awesome stuff to know. And then from there, basically they're going to be fixing instances where the CP of your fighters was shown incorrectly, which is something a lot of people get confused by. And then for all of my PvP players out there, they are improving PvP. It looks like they're going to be doing championship and friendly matches have been optimized and will continue to improve the PvP environment, is what they say. But it looks like they will be fixing and helping you guys out in some regard there. Hopefully time will tell, but hopefully this means that matchmaking will be a little bit more seamless and the fights actually have a little bit less lag, and they are continuing to work on netcode. But that is pretty much what we're seeing here, you guys. There's a lot in here, but basically that is what we know for now. Again, to me, the most exciting thing, at least to my eye for now, is going to be this here. We'll have to wait and see if we are going to be able to get special signature memories from this thing, whether it's from the mileage or the actual pool. We do not know yet, and of course, whenever we get new missions, that's always great, but the fact that we are going to be getting a new 6-star set for free is also really cool. So that is pretty much what we know about this update, you guys. Again, all of this stuff will be going live with the reset, so make sure that you guys plan accordingly. But that is going to be today's video. If you found it informative, smash that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments section what you're most excited for, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Continue.